Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Wait, that's the wrong thing, hold up. So my last video on influencer boxing was on
December 27th, 2022.
It is now March, and there's a lot more influencer boxing fights to talk about, and a lot more influencer boxing knockouts. So let's just look at those cuts. Papi versus Brueckner. So initially when I was in this fight, I was actually downing Papi because Josh Brueckner is 6'1", and he looks like he was fucking chiseled from stone. But while you have Papi, who's 5'10" and looks kinda chubby in comparison. But this fight proves that muscle doesn't win fights.
Selling, he's the longer fighter, should be touching Papi.
This KO came out of absolutely nowhere. Even I was surprised when I was watching it. Oh! What the fuck? Man, after that, I'm never down Papi ever again. Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson.
Hey man, let's get cracking, man. Let's get cracking.
And they did get cracking because Nate Robinson, at the start of the fight, just sprinted across the ring to get to Paul.
Just how athletic Nate Robinson is. Yeah, he is. He coming in. Look at him. Whoa. Slow down, nephew. He got on basketball shoes.
Paul did what he needed to do. He remained calm and patient, and then eventually, he got the knockdown.
Alright, ain't that what they say? You betcha.
Oh! But then Nate Robinson just started to go, and he got knocked down again.
Rattled and explodes with a right hand, and alright, turn it into a wrestling match.
And again.
Caught him. Oh my God! Down. Lord have mercy.
And then like 20 seconds later, Jake Paul knocks him the fuck out.
He's singing the hymns. He's trying to get Oh, Lord! Mamma mia!
KSI versus FaZe Temperrr. Man, FaZe Temperrr just gets knocked out repeatedly over and over and over. But I'll try to be a little more respectful though. This fight was pretty entertaining, even though it got cut off pretty abruptly, but we'll get that in a moment. I mean, come on. Who didn't expect Temperrr to get knocked out here? It's KSI, bro. He is literally top 5 pound for pound YouTuber boxers. Despite the difference in skill, there was actually people switched up on KSI last minute. They were like, "You can't beat FaZe Temperrr, he's too tricky." But then KSI laughed in their fucking faces and then went and did this. Now, even if Temperrr got back up from this, he was gonna go down again. Let's be honest, he was rocked. He didn't know where he was. But this fight showed that KSI actually can back up himself TKOing them. McBroom versus Bryce Hall. This fight was a good fight for McBroom to show his skills, but it just didn't go well for Bryce Hall. As it was pretty obvious from the first bell that McBroom was going to be far more skilled than Bryce Hall. I mean, Austin was switching stances and he was throwing all types of shots and combinations. While Bryce Hall really just stood there and hoped that his 40 street fights of experience was going to help him out. Which it did not, as by round 3, Bryce Hall was just bleeding out of his nose and he did not look good. And then Austin just whips Bryce with a right hand, which just sends him wobbly. And you know, he couldn't fight anymore. And then another right hand comes through and he kind of throws him onto the ground, but it's the end of the fight anyway. We're going to see Austin fight again on the Kingpin tournament against Gibb, so we'll see what the fuck happens. Papi versus Andy Warski. Yep, Papi's in his list again with another KO. And after an intense stare down, we saw an absolute annihilation. As soon as the bell rang, we saw Papi just showing off. And then, 15 seconds into the fight, we see an absolute Street Fighter combo that sends Warski crashing down. And the ref waves it off. This is the fastest and most flashy KO I think we've ever gotten out of Misfits Boxing and Influencer Boxing. Whew, that's the video. Honestly, I don't even want to do much of an outro. I'm just gonna leave, so bye-bye.